Now, the Greater Tucumcari Economic Development Corporation is refusing to disclose its budget to the public and elected leaders. Tonight on Pronews 7 investigates transparency in Tucumcari. We look at this nonprofit that's funded with public money to see if they're required to disclose their budget to the public. David Grasso-Ortega was in the studio with a story. David?
Quake County Commissioner Sue Dow made it known publicly that she was voting no on the county budget because of one line item, the $50,000 that was to be given to the Tucumcari Economic Development Corporation, or popularly known as the EDC. She says she has concerns about the county's relationship with the EDC. Tucumcari is a town that has seen more prosperous times. The Greater Tucumcari Economic Development Corporation, or EDC, was created to reverse economic decline and is funded with public money. But when Quake County Commissioner Sue Dow asked the EDC some basic questions about their expenditures, she ran into a brick wall.
For them to ask me to approve giving $50,000 to anybody of taxpayer money, to anybody without a contract or a service agreement and without any transparency or without any guidelines for how they were going to be accountable, I could not vote in favor of doing that.
As it turns out, it remains unclear whether the EDC has a service contract with the county, although they receive about $50,000 a year from the county. Pronews 7 was only able to obtain the contract that the EDC has with the city. And what Commissioner Dow found next was even more troubling.
I also had further communication with the Secretary of State office and found out that for about 3 years they had not done the filing they needed to do to be in good standing.
Pronews 7 reached out to Patrick Vanderpool, the president of the Tucumcari EDC, and when he didn't return our phone calls, we filed an open records request. He did not make himself available for interview, and he denied our records request. After reaching out to the Clovis Industrial Development Corporation, an equivalent New Mexico EDC, we found out that EDCs in New Mexico are not subject to the Inspection of Public Records Act. But the EDC in Clovis was willing to share their current budget with little hesitation or delay. The head of the Chamber of Commerce in Tucumcari, Patsy Gresham, says that confidentiality is sometimes important at the EDC when negotiating business transactions, but that most of the business they carry out is approved by the county and the city and is public record.
I don't know why there would be a need for non-disclosure, really, because the big money, if you want to say it that way, the big money comes from the city.
The mayor of Tucumcari, Robert Lumpkin, told Pronews 7 that he believes in open government.
Being open to sharing documentation and budgets and the general operation of EDC is public information. I totally believe it's in disclosure.
And tomorrow on Pronews 7 investigates transparency in Tucumcari. We'll follow what happened when Commissioner Sue Dow attempted to get a hold of records from the EDC and what other public leaders and citizens have to say about this controversy over transparency. From the Kennedy Broadcast Center, David Grasso-Ortega for Pronews 7.